Who could have imagined that a $40 late fine would give birth to a billion-dollar business? Well, even Reed Hastings could not have foreseen the success that his company would achieve. At one time, he was even ready to sell his business for $50 million. Netflix is now worth $100 billion. So, let us take a look at the history of one of the most popular streaming services in the world. Reed Hastings founded his first company, Pure Software, which provided various forms of software for debugging back in 1991. The company was able to grow rapidly without much in the way of competitors, and in 1996, it was sold to Rational Software for $700 million. Hastings had just made $1 million. On the other hand, this would not end up being his crowning achievement. Here, at last, is the untold tale of how a professor with a knack for technology rose to the top of Hollywood's corporate food chain. In 1997, Hastings was fined $40 because he failed to return an Apollo 13 rental movie. A concept that would eventually change the world was conceived as a result of this fateful occurrence. Hastings planned to replace the late charge system with a new, customer-friendly video rental system. As a result, in 1997, he launched Netflix as a DVD rental service in Scotts Valley, California. This was a major gamble, considering that DVD players were newly manufactured in Taiwan and might cost up to $1,000 in the United States. Hastings predicted that DVDs, even though only 1% of households had one, will eventually replace VHS tapes because of their convenience. In order to select the ideal mailing package to send to his subscribers, Hastings sent over 200 of them to himself. Hastings did some research and found out that he could rent a DVD and ship it for the cost of a first-class postage stamp. A pre-addressed, prepaid return-to-sender envelope was included with the shipment for their convenience. So in 1998, with about 925 DVD titles and 30 staff, Netflix opened its website. Netflix's intelligent selection algorithm was the game changer. When a Netflix member has rented a specific number of DVDs, the company will begin sending them recommendations based on their viewing habits. In 1998, this was groundbreaking innovation that kept Netflix ahead of the pack. In quick succession, Netflix inked partnerships with HP, Sony, and Toshiba. Netflix began offering its service in July 1999, and for $16 a month, subscribers could rent as many DVDs as they wanted. The one caveat was that no one could hold more than 4 titles at once. While this was impressive for a startup, Netflix's daily order volume of 10,000 was still dwarfed by that of Blockbuster, the then leading U.S. video rental provider. Netflix, anticipating tough competition for Blockbuster, extended an invitation to the latter for a strategic alliance. The Netflix domain would be changed to Blockbuster.com. The board members, however, laughed at the Netflix reps and chose to remain with the tried-and-true method of using VHS tapes. Netflix was losing money during the transition to their new renting model. In a Dallas meeting with Blockbuster CEO John Anioso, Reed Hastings proposed selling a 49% interest in Netflix to Blockbuster for $50 million in exchange for administering Blockbuster's online brand, Blockbuster.com, and supplementing Blockbuster's offline DVD rental business. However, Blockbuster declined the offer because it believed that Netflix, which was losing money at the time, would not benefit the company in any way. Since Blockbuster failed to take Netflix's long-term commitments into account, their fortunes ultimately diverged from Netflix's. Netflix was a major threat to the established video rental industry. Delivery of DVDs would be handled by the United States Postal Service. While Blockbuster's late fees contributed significantly to the company's bottom line, Netflix decided to do away with them altogether, instead offering customers the chance to exchange their late DVDs for new ones. The lack of physical locations and the subsequent mailing of requested DVDs online are two of Netflix's most distinctive features. Both of these factors contributed to Netflix's victory over Blockbuster in the home entertainment market. On March 24, 2002, Netflix held its first public offering, IPO, raising $82.5 million. With the loss of $4 million on revenues of $30.5 million, the company was unprofitable at the time. When compared to Netflix's historical loss of $38.6 million on revenues of $75.9 million, this was an improvement. This was the same year when Blockbuster decided to enter the online movie rental business. They decided to put in $200 million and even waived the late fees. But it was too little, too late. When this approach was implemented, Viacom decided to leave the company because it didn't believe the new direction was consistent with its own goals. Basically, the market leader was struggling because it was unable to adapt its business model to new technologies. However, the nimble startup Netflix kept expanding, increasing its revenue and subscriber base. After Viacom's departure, Blockbuster's new shareholders put pressure on the board to bring back late fees and reduce investment in the company's online business, which John Anioso and the other executives at Blockbuster found difficult to accept. In the end, Blockbuster's failure to adapt to technological changes was due to the company's tardy entry into the web sector and its inability to secure the support of shareholders for a high-speed plan for online video. In January 2007, Netflix announced the introduction of its streaming service under the name Watch Now, increasing the pressure on other services. It was originally thought that only people with high-speed internet connections, broadband, would benefit from the streaming service. Users needed at least 1 megabytes per second connection to stream movies and a 3 megabytes per second connection to stream in DVD quality. At $17.99, subscribers could watch 18 hours of video on demand. Subscribers only have to download a little browser applet to access the streaming video. However, Netflix's highest tier plan users have had unlimited video streaming since 2008. At the time of the company's launch, Hastings had said that, "We named our company Netflix in 1998 because we believed internet-based movie rental represented the future, first as a means of improving service and selection, and then as a means of movie delivery." He also said that while mainstream consumer adoption of online movie watching will take a number of years due to content and technology hurdles, the time is right for Netflix to take the first step. While Netflix's DVD mail-order service provided over 70,000 films, only around 1,000 were available for internet streaming. Reed Hastings' approach has always included digital delivery, but the streaming service was initially offered only as a bonus to the company's DVD rental plan. At the time, preventing user attrition was the key objective. Fourth quarter 2006 financial reports revealed a net margin of 4.9%, with a net income of $12.7 million on $255 million in revenues, the highest quarterly net income in Netflix's history. However, the business had been experiencing quarterly subscriber churn rates of over 4%, even as it worked to increase profits. As streaming video became widely available, Netflix saw its first year of over $1 billion in income in 2007. That year, the company saw an 18% increase in subscribers, a 21% increase in revenues, and a 36% increase in net income in 2006. The company was able to boost earnings despite incurring more expenditures due to the online video project and intense market competition. Netflix's development of a video streaming gadget started in 2008. Netflix had begun creating a video player that could be connected to a television and used to play online streaming video on a big screen. However, Reed Hastings was worried that establishing their own platform would hurt their chances of forming agreements with consumer electronic platforms. After some time, Roku became its own independent entity. As a competitor to traditional media outlets, Netflix has always faced scrutiny from content producers, like cable networks and Hollywood studios, about the shows and films it plans to stream. At the beginning of its streaming video business, being seen as a threat by the device manufacturers with which it was trying to partner would hardly have seriously hampered its growth choices. Since this was the case, Netflix created Netflix Player as a separate entity. Since then, Netflix has collaborated with Microsoft to create a streaming video app for Xbox. They also worked with Sony PlayStation. The Netflix-Microsoft partnership was announced not long after Roku's debut. Netflix's native app for the Microsoft Xbox 360 was created as part of the collaboration. Xbox Live Gold subscribers could now watch Netflix on their TVs through their game consoles. The deal meant that Microsoft could promote the Xbox to Netflix's million subscribers, while Netflix's 12 million users would be exposed to Microsoft's product. In order to fulfill the terms of the agreement, Netflix committed to limiting the use of its streaming video technology to Xbox for a period of 1 year. After that, Netflix worked on a streaming video solution for Sony's PlayStation that relied on Blu-ray discs. Later on, the company would generalize the DVD player software platform in order to allow Netflix integration via SDKs. The rise of streaming video over the internet and the popularity of smart TVs meant that Netflix was already well positioned to provide seamless integrations with these devices. There was a big database corruption at Netflix in August 2008, delaying DVD shipments by 3 days. This was the impetus for Netflix to make the decision to move its business logic to the cloud. The bulk of the transition to the cloud would occur in 2010 and 2011, and wouldn't be finished until 2015 when the business moved its billing system, the most sensitive component of its operation, to the cloud. Taking everything online was a game changer for the IT sector. As Netflix has grown rapidly and expanded into more than 190 countries, its cloud infrastructure has had to keep up with the demands of an ever-increasing user base. In 2008, Netflix made a pivotal decision when it reached an agreement with cable TV station Starz to air Starz' collection of content for $30 million per year. Netflix now offers streaming access to the 2,500 films and TV episodes that were previously exclusive to Starz. This includes films from Disney and Sony Pictures. Because of this transaction, Netflix was able to provide its streaming video members with a much broader selection of high-quality material than ever before in the company's history. Starz, on the other hand, did not anticipate any cannibalization of their pay TV products due to the purchase because they believe the streaming video business will remain a niche component. Despite Netflix's offer of $300 million for licensing Starz' library, Starz ended its content licensing relationship with the streaming service in 2011. In an interview, Starz' CEO said the transaction was a huge misstep for the company. As its streaming service has grown in popularity, Netflix decided to divide its DVD rental service from its streaming service, requiring consumers who wish to use both to sign up for 2 accounts. If users wanted both DVD rentals and unlimited on-demand streaming, they would have to spend $15.98 per month, the price of 2 separate packages starting at $7.99 each. Within a short period of time, Netflix lost half of its value on the stock market and 600,000 US subscribers. Even so, Hastings declared in October that the separation would continue and the DVD service would be known as Quickster. A month later, Hastings abruptly shifted direction and canceled plans for Quickster. However, the DVD and streaming plans would stay distinct in the face of a shareholder and customer backlash. In 2012, Netflix came to Europe, primarily the UK and the Nordic countries, and this was all the time when the company hit around 25 million subscribers. The next year, they received 31 Primetime Emmy nominations, including Outstanding Drama Series and Comedy Series for their productions like House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and many others. While for the next couple of years, they continued to expand all around the world, and in 2016, they maximized their reach to become available in 190 countries, while offering programs in 21 languages. They also provide a new download option that lets subscribers save media for later viewing. The Spanish drama Seven Años was Netflix's first original film in a language other than English, and it was followed by the French series Marcel and the Brazilian series 3%. Well, from then on, the company continued to grow as it introduced more shows, both originals and from other production houses. Today, the company has around 220.6 million subscribers, which dwarf those of HBO Max and Disney+. Well, a fun fact is that even together, both those companies cannot compete with Netflix's user base. Even today, they continue to bring out new films and TV shows, which are an instant hit with audiences, such as Squid Games, which received multiple awards and nominations. So that's all the time we had today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do hit the bell icon on your way out. See you all next time.